Welcome to Locker Room Sports Talk.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Locker Room Sports. I'm your host, Big Matt. Thank you all for coming by and hanging out with me here on the day. We've got to talk about Alabama traveling up to South Carolina, Bryce Stadium. Momentum and stuff has been swinging their way. I don't think there's probably one of the hottest, better teams going right now than Alabama. On the other end of the spectrum, Hugh Freeze looking for accountability, looking for accreditation from his athletic director, not seeming to get it. He's going to travel with the guys down to Arkansas to take on Coach Petrino and Arkansas Razorbacks that are not a terrible team. So let's jump in here and let's get to talking about it. Hit the comment section while you're over here already. It's real easy. Just hit the thumbs up right there on the bottom of the screen. Just hit the little the blue thumb there on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. We sure appreciate it. So Big Talk Tuesday is what we like to call it. Come in, hit the comments here, talk some crap. We're going to talk about the college football week ahead. Of course, Bama and Auburn being the two prevalent teams here in state, and that's kind of who we cover. We'll definitely dabble around and look at some other games also for Saturday. Pretty good Saturday, I guess. Not probably the best ever, but plenty of good lineups to keep an eye on. With the new AP poll out, we went over there and took a look at it Sunday, and we can go back through and look at it again. But first, let's dabble into South Carolina. What can Bama fans expect? What are you guys thinking about traveling up to Bryce Stadium? South Carolina on the year right now, they're 3-4. They're like 12th in the SEC, coming off two conference losses back to back, losing 20-10 to LSU down there, and then they hosted Oklahoma, losing that game 26-7. They did beat Kentucky 35-13, and they did lose to Missouri. I watched some of that game. I remember watching it, and they lose 29-20, and Vanderbilt beat them pretty good. Pretty good beat down they put on. They beat South Carolina State, of course, and then beat Virginia Tech 24-11. I think they had a good start to the year. 1-4 in the conference right now. I honestly, me personally, I thought we knew that they had lost some guys, and they've even fired their offensive line coach. I thought their offensive line would be better. We know Sellers is a playmaker. He's going to go out there and make plays with his feet. He's a big guy, hard to bring down, hard to tackle. He just is. I mean, he's thrown for over 1,000, which is pretty typical right now of any SEC quarterback, it seems like, except for our next client we'll be talking about, Jackson Arnold. Running the ball, the Fashion kid, 280 yards, and receiving, Jacobs kid, number 19, is about 350 yards on the year. So I think first, we'll say, what I expected from South Carolina. I don't think we picked them to win, like 9 or 10 games. What's going on, Zachary? Hope you had a good day. I didn't really – we had them winning like probably 8 games, okay? I thought they could probably come in, win 8 games, but their offensive line, they've just had a lot of trouble. They did fire their offensive line coach, so we know that Sheila is their offensive coordinator, and – listen to him talk through the week and them getting started at practice, looking to try to score on this Alabama defense, which has been – I think they're probably one of the best units of defense. They're nationally, they're top 10. They're top 2 or 3 in the conference. It's a good, solid core on defense, and how it's going to match up with this offensive line of South Carolina, I think that's probably going to be your key to the game. But Sean Elliott, he was a tight ends coach. He used to be. He has coached offensive line before. He's an older guy, probably later 50s, strong dude. Helps run the weight room stuff there at South Carolina. Good coach. He's been around with them for a little while. Coached at Georgia State and somewhere else. That's where I knew him as coming from. I think he's a good line coach. Look up Coach Elliott. He's coaching offensive line now at South Carolina. So I don't think it's going to be worse. The way that they like to try to run the ball, the young tailback they got, and they had a little smaller guy, number one. They'll give him the ball up on short yard situations and run like an I formation and just kind of squat him down in the backfield and get under center and hand off. I've seen that a couple of times against Oklahoma game and Missouri. So, it's hard to say because, kind of looking at – you kind of guess off things by watching them play other teams. Well, they got a new line coach, so it's kind of hard to get a good read on the situation there. So I think that's probably I just started off with that. Alabama's defensive front, LT Overton, James Smith, Pierre wound up being one of the defensive players of the week. And, of course, Brown and Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. and Mincy and the guys, and, of course, Sabb and Hubbard. They've done such a good job as a core team defense. I think it's going to be hard for South Carolina to probably score 3 touchdowns. I think that would probably be about the limit for them. I think how it seems like Bama's played most of the year, they come out kind of slow, and especially South Carolina gets the ball first. I wouldn't be surprised if they go down the field and score first. I just wouldn't. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of been Alabama's MO. I mean, really, it's kind of strange. Like they're like that kid that fights at school, and you want them to take the first punch. Go ahead, hit me. Make me mad so I can fight. That's kind of seems like how Bama likes to play the game. So the only problem that I do have, and these are things that I reserve in. The spread's 11.5. What reserves me, if I'm betting on the game and I had if I had plenty of money and I was just going to bet, I would probably take South Carolina. I'm just saying, because of how they've played on the road before. I know, the Florida State game was an anomaly, but we just have to go by what we've seen. And year one, he wasn't really good with the guys on the road. It's like you can't get them fired up, or maybe they're too excited. They go in wound a little too tight. That's a little concerning, just knowing how they've played in the past on the road with, you just have to take the information that we're given. We're just trying to make a theoretical type, analysis here, and you base it off of information that you have for sure. The rest of that guess is based off those things. But how they've played now, it feels like seeing the board being at interviews, how he is on the field this year is different. It seems he really understands now that what most people can't admit, because they're just not – they hate Alabama. You have to know that every team that you're going to play, you're going to get their best shot. You're going to get the best game plan possible that South Carolina can put together all year. You will see at 2:30. Shula is going to try – I mean, it's just great on the resume to know that you can beat Alabama. And those things are – the matters of facts are – well, Coach Elson, like I said, he's coached offensive line before. South Carolina did fire their offensive line coach. And Coach Ellison usually does a good job. So how they're going to try to run fit the game, I'm sure that he will have some to do with Shula and how they probably run the ball and setting up, drops and stuff. And I'm talking about linemen, how they're, dropping out and keys and how they're making their fits and their zone blocks. It's not going to be the same as we've seen all year with South Carolina. So if they tighten that up, that could make the game a little more interesting. Now, with James Smith, I want to mention him first. Bama defensively. Guys, y'all back me up on this. 23, I think he's 23. Overton's 22. I think that every team that's a great, great defensive team, I think every team that's a real good defensive team has some kind of guy that is just a dog. He's just a straight up that murder, death, kill, like how they like to write on their eyes. He just really seems like that Reuben Foster mentality. Reuben said he had to go smoke cigarettes at halftime to keep from killing his own teammates. I mean, they just play like lunatics. He's super aggressive. You can tell how he plays. He's got one mission in his mind, and it's to hurt the quarterback. And after the past couple of games, we've seen after the game stuff, and I watch on Instagram and stuff, and you can find him after the game, man. He is cashing receipts during the game, whatever he heard from somebody. He is going to them after the game, helmet off, straight to them, grabbing them, saying, hey, dude, all that man she was talking during the game, I'm standing right here right now. He nearly got in a fight with Missouri. He nearly got in a fight with some of the guys at Tennessee come to town. James Smith is a dog. And you need that just borderline the guy that's ready to take a 5-year prison route for beating a guy up. Those kind of guys, they have to be able to walk in line. You don't want them to get thrown out of a game or just, be so wild they do things out of the game stuff, and get in trouble. We had some guys that played here years ago with, they got in some off the field trouble and actually pulled a gun on a guy. I ain't going to say who it is. If you're a Bama fan, you already know it was at a gym down in Tuscaloosa. And he plays that way. He'll be a strong part of how the mentality is set to go on the road at a hostile environment. Guys, when they bust the music out and they play Sandstorm, that place is going to get lit. They want to win a game. They've just lost 2 in a row. They don't want to be 3-0. They don't be like 1-4, I guess, or 1-5 in the SEC. They don't want to be there. And it seems like that key to them losing has been their offensive line. They just fired their offensive line coach. That I mean, right here in the middle of the year. So that tells you where Coach Beamer's mindset is. That fact makes me wary a little. And 2, of what we've seen past last year, he just didn't travel good with the guys. I don't know what it is. This year it's been great. No complaints. I don't think Missouri's really a good football team. I think they let them hang around a little too much. I think they're probably a top 15 team. I think that's probably being nice. The quarterback is very spotty. He makes bad decisions with the ball. They don't have much of a run game. They thought they did until they started playing people that can play defense. Defensively, South Carolina's – now let's flip it on the other side. We'll move through this part a little quicker because I think this is the part that just absolutely checks the box of Alabama. Offensive line play for them. The running back room is really good. If you watch them play, not just look at stats on a computer, but watch the game. Watch them play. Ty has been uncannily just great. We knew that was going to be the case coming out this summer. When you have guys to hang around like he has for years and years now, and wait his time and learn the playbook, this is what you see. And we hadn't seen a lot of this lately because you're just seeing guys move in for a year, learn the system. They throw in about 10, 15 plays, and they go out and run those plays, and they're successful with it. And then when they play some good defense, they struggle mightily or lose. Or the quarterback just can't get the offense that the coach is trying to give him. So I look for Bama to really honestly win the game. But the only thing is, after halftime, man, they just can't seem to have – they have bad third quarters. You can go look at the box scores in every Bama game. They have bad box scores in the third quarter. I don't think it's going to cost us Saturday. But you get in the playoffs and you start playing some of these better teams that can score, I think it could be a problem. So those kind of things is what I look at, because those type of things are things you need to correct now. I'm looking for championship type stuff. I'm not just – I look to win the game Saturday, but I look for factors that they're doing things wrong that they need to work on to be a championship caliber team. So I think Bama hits 30 first. I don't think South Carolina's got the juice to make it maybe to 20. Being on the road, it is a little nerve-wracking. I want to see Daniel Hill start the game. Can we please, lastly, made our pick. I think Bama, they'll be close to – I think this South Carolina team is a little more scrappier than what people think they are. Defensively, though, that's the thing. I think Bama may be able to – they could run away with it. It could be a 42-14 kind of game if they'll get at their butts and play in the third quarter. But they're just not doing that. They only scored 7 against – and I know it's against Georgia, but they're not no dog killers on defense like we've seen before. They just don't – everybody's kind of a little neutral right now. A lot of teams kind of look the same. It's a little vanilla-like. Georgia reminds you of A&M, sort of like they're okay and throw the ball a little and they run decently. They got some good tailback. Defense is okay. So I really look for Bama to have that edge in the game. I think their offense is just way better. I just don't see any way for South Carolina defensively up front, really. Third down conversion for defense, they're like 110th. And Bama's like 8th. Those type of statistics that are that far apart, that should be a W for Bama. So that's kind of where I got that. Let's hit the peanut gallery before we move on here. What's up, Ben? So the 4C, 1A high school football region. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to turn out. Our front is starting to come together on the defense and play like a team. Yeah, they are. Oh, it does. It comes out today. I didn't know that. I thought it was. Well, I guess it is this week. What is? Yeah, it's the 21st. That is a. We need to go, Zach. We need to load up and go. Brandon, you going with us? You take Alabama 6 for 3 on debut start coaches. That's a good bet. I like that bet, BL. Me and you and Zach need to load up and go to. We'd have a ball. We'll go up there at William Bryce Stadium. It's a insanely awesome atmosphere. I mean, we've all seen on TV. Man, when they cut Sandstorm on, those lights go to flash and they get the towels out. I mean, they say the place is like literally moving and rocking. Reuben Foster was a newer, improved version of Rolando McClain. Yeah. Rowe he kept it together on the field, and while he was there, he kept it together. He did very well. Coach Saban did a fantastic job with him. Alabama has been pitiful in the third all year. They just can't. I don't know, man. At some point, I don't think it's going to be Saturday because I think we can score enough. It should be like a 21-10 at halftime. I'm serious, man. Their defense is just really spotty. I don't think they got the dudes to cover Bama's receiving guys. Yeah, for sure. Because we all love football and sports and stuff, and it would be. And I'm not a fan of the school, but I just love the atmosphere of a game like that. Wow, holy crap, it'd be freaking awesome. Thank y'all for coming by. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button in there. If you're on YouTube, BL, hit the little thumbs up right down there. Let's talk about Auburn. I'm not here to drown them or dog on them because I'm not. This is not what this show is about. This is to talk about their game going to Arkansas. We know what their faults are. You can go, if you watch this show regularly, you can go back in the summer, and what's happening at Auburn is exactly what I said was going to happen. So I'm just telling you, it's there. If you've been watching through the summer, I don't think I've been wrong about much at all about Auburn. I've pretty much been spot on with it. So, Arkansas, Taylor Green, I like him, man. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a little underestimated because of their record. I don't think they get probably as much love as everybody, probably talks about them, what they're, what they are and where they're at. I mean, they just fired their coach. They just fired their coach. And Petrino's took over, which he's been there for. He's a good play caller, man. I really do. I like him. I think he's going to be fine. Auburn and Arkansas play on SEC Network at 11:45, which means they'll probably kick about 12. Statistically, mathematically, ESPN leans Arkansas 50.6 to Auburn's 49.4. The game is Arkansas favored by 2.5 at home. The over-under 57.5. Let's think about that for just a second. Auburn next to last. Them and Kentucky are both 0-4. SEC, completely unacceptable with the players and being the third year for Freeze. And he keeps saying we're close. That's year one crap, dude. Them not firing him by now. He's the best freaking used car salesman to ever sell he could sell ice cream to Eskimos. He's got to be great, dude. They're 0-4 in conference play for 3 years in a row. How have they not run him off yet? What does the project's face third year? If this was year one, you go, well, I mean, he's got to get some guys, and he did. And last year they got worse. Once he won 5 last year, done. We got to move on. Something didn't work out right, or it's absolutely crazy to think that that's how. So Auburn being 0-4, 3-4 overall. ESPN liking, right down the middle. Jackson has thrown for over 1,000. I'm sorry, he's 1,190. And Taylor Green 1,910 yards. He can run the ball. They throw the ball well. The problem is all their defensive stats, man. Arkansas is like, dude, they're not. I don't know what they're top 30 in anything. Let's just look, because I think last time I looked, they were total defense. Are they even in the top? See, Auburn's 30 total defense. South Carolina C, they're 41. I don't even see Arkansas. Oh, man. Third down conversion percentage defense. So this is Who's the best at stopping you on third down? Ohio State's the best. A&M 2, Oklahoma 3. So we're looking for Arkansas. What kind of stats? Auburn is 20th. Down around with Oregon and Maryland, East Carolina, Texas 22. I'm just looking for some Arkansas stuff here. Dude, Colorado's 44. I mean, Ole Miss is down there. Arkansas, they're just, man, darn, bless their dang heart. They're just nowhere to be found. Defensively, they're just it's just not been great. Now, for Green, they did lose to Ole Miss 41-35. But now his completion percentages, guys, trying to get an idea if you don't know much about him, he's about an average about 62%. He didn't have a great percentage against Notre Dame. He was 53 that day. He had no touchdowns and he did throw a pick. But he got sacked 3 times. He got sacked 5 times against Tennessee, but they almost beat Tennessee, man. If they wouldn't turn the ball over there a few times and then that late there, they may have beat Tennessee. I thought they played a great game up there at Tennessee. And his completion percentage was 67. His QBR was 94. Now his QBR average is it's 75 or so. They say anything over 76 is NFL quality. So what do we feel about the game? Well, Atkins, he's at 48 tackles on the year. But this Sauer Jr. kid, I mean, Auburn thinks they got a big tackler, lead tackler. SC, they don't. Because somebody tried to tell me that a while ago. FT Overton's got 55, I think. Their linebacker at Arkansas, he's got 53 tackles, man. If they can make Auburn, all you got to do is make him uncomfortable. Just make him uncomfortable. That old Sauer linebacker at Arkansas, he does have 53 total tackles. He has an interception, and he's a good football player. He's averaging, looks like 7 or 8 tackles a game, about 4 or 5 solos. He don't have any sacks on the game. Their other linebackers, the Davis kid, Stephen Dix, Caleb Fields. They got a bunch of guys, man. They're deep at all these spots, and you wonder why they're so bad then at defense. Well, they're just trying to put it all together. I think that's really their problem. If I'll say this, and please comment and tell me if you think I'm crazy. Yes, great. That's great, Zach. This is exactly where I'm going with this. If Taylor Green started at Auburn at the beginning of the year, they had a hard time blocking the defensive line at Oklahoma. They may have played A&M better. I think for sure they beat Missouri with Taylor Green at quarterback. They're a different team. I'm not doing it. I told y'all I wouldn't do it. I'm trying not to be judgmental on the team. This is not what this show is about. We're just going to talk about them playing Arkansas. Kyle Jackson Arnold, he's terrible. He's never been good. He was bad at Oklahoma. He wears his feelings on his sleeves, man. He can't take criticism. That's the problem. Yeah, he was Gatorade Player of the Year in high school. So was a lot of guys. He's a bust. He looked good against his competition. He played out there, but he got into college and he just has not handled it. And no, Oklahoma didn't ruin him. He's just not real good. You don't think those talent evaluators go to those camps, give these kids stars, miss stuff? We just see what's Art Manning doing. They had him picked to win the Heisman before the season. I had him as barely a 4-star. 3 years ago, go find the video. It's got a picture of Arch Manning and it's got a Tennessee logo. And I said the wrong T. I thought he probably should have went to Tennessee and played that year and got under Heupel, and he'd have been there right before Nico. Could have been. or the same year. The same year. Anyway, I covered Arch. I watched him high school film. So that just proves the point that these evaluators not right. Jackson Arnold is not a good quarterback. If Taylor Green started at Auburn, Auburn has 1, maybe 2 losses. He can't keep feeding these plays that the boy can't run. He just can't. He just can't. So is Arkansas, their defense is not real good. Auburn's offense is a little anemic, so let's try to get an idea here. So let's think of Arkansas's defensive line and Auburn's offense. Who's going to win that battle? Yeah. I couldn't even click down that far. 120. Oh, Lord. Auburn should score 50. They ain't a reason in the world they shouldn't score 30 on them. Are you kidding me? Let's think about this. Arkansas defensive line. Let's try to picture it in our head. Arkansas lost by a touchdown or so against Ole Miss and Memphis. Notre Dame beat them bad. I think they had a little quit juice in them that day. They almost beat Tennessee, lost by 3, and then they almost beat A&M, which is I don't think they're that good. I'm just telling you, I think they're fake news. I don't know. I don't think they make it through round 1. I'm just saying, you can write it down, screenshot it. Just remember you heard it here first. So, Arkansas defensive line, Jackson Arnold. It's not even if he has time to throw the ball. And by the way, Auburn center, Connor Lew, is out towards ACL. I think the kid's name Brandon something. He's going to be the center. He played a little bit in the other game. I think it's not a – it did seem like it was that big a deal. But losing your center is a huge deal. And you want to say, well, how does Cam, match up against some of these DBs up here that we've been talking about? It seems like it don't matter. It seems like it don't matter because does Cam seem? I mean, I'm trying to be nice about this. I don't want to be. What's the right word? He's just really struggling with the playbook in year 2 still. You see what I'm getting at? Do you see where I'm trying? I don't want to be because I'm just telling you what I see. It just looks like he is just really struggling. He's not lined up right. And just watching film and how and not everybody knows this, and that's okay. There's a different way of how you're running around. Ask a receiver, and I know this from hearing it, and I've seen this particular thing I'm going to tell you about. I've seen it coached from a college wide receiver that played at Jacksonville, coaching another young man. How you put your feet, that kind of depicts the kind of route you're running. If the you're playing up here on the top of the line here to the left, and your left foot's forward and your right foot's back, or vice versa. Those are how you set up to run routes, and those little things matter, man. This is not high school. I think some players are so great in high school because they go out there and they can shine against medium talent compared to this person. You can go out there and bust their heads and get up on them. But when you go to college, it's a little bit tougher because there's a lot of people that's pretty good. And you're going to line up against some of these DBs. And this Neal guy, he's got like 40 tackles. He's a senior cornerback at Arkansas. So, him particularly, he's played a lot of football. They have a couple of seniors, the Neal kid and Scandrett, he's another senior guy. He's not playing. I'm trying to see how many playing seniors I got. 1, 2. Caleb Wooden, guy played Lawrenceville, Georgia. He's played a good bit, got about 20 tackles. So I'm trying to, get an idea, because I've only seen Arkansas play once. So how can Jackson move the ball down the field, even if, Cam should be able to squirt through these guys. These guys I just mentioned here. He should be able to go up and just get the ball away from anybody. But he runs some wrong routes sometimes. It seemed like he's maybe not on the line when he's supposed to be. He seems a little unconfident. It seems like the whole offense is just unconfident. The quarterback walks out on the field with his tail between his legs, and dude, you're supposed to walk out there with your chest up. You're the freaking quarterback. You're supposed to come out and be the man. You got to have a little smart aleck too. You got to have a little crap in your tennis shoes, man. You got to have some swag about you, to a little over the edge, to really think that you're the guy, and without you, they just don't have a chance to win. You don't have to be Gino Toretto about it, but you do have to have a little bit of grit to you. Jackson's missing that. I think that's what hurts him in this game. I like the plays where they use Singleton some in motion and getting him the ball, or bringing him on some window dressing and letting Cobb, Omar, I guess he's going to be running the ball some, since the other dude took off and quit on you because he didn't like where the team's headed as a captain. On the road, it's hard for me to pick Auburn, man. I picked them to beat Georgia. If they played the second half, or they played the first half, they win the game. If they got stuffed on the goal line, whether it was in or not, still don't matter to the fact of the game still going on. Then they let Georgia march 99 yards. They quit. One thing goes wrong, done. And being at Arkansas, being on the road there, the refs may not, particularly be in the favor of Auburn, and it gets in their head and they feel like the game's not going to go their way, and they quit. They have some quit juice in them. Jackson's confidence is just terrible. You would think that they should be able to score a touchdown each quarter. I would think Auburn's defense plays okay. People say they're great. They got to stop saying that. That play I just mentioned, they give up 99 yards to Georgia before the half. You got to stand up and bow up and say, no way they're going to drive the field right here. So they're good. But those kind of things cannot happen if you're going to call a defense, oh, they're good, just a team to march. It's not how many yards they're giving up. You just have to watch how they play. And it's the time and the possessions or plays, like it's a 3rd and 13. Like right now, we're going to get them. I believe it. And they'll give up a first down. Now, they may stop them on down the line there, but there's times in this plays I'm just not sure. So that defensive front for Arkansas is not very good. I think Auburn should be able to come out and run the ball. But what do? When they get a holding call, they get a false start. They get a lot of that. What's the one call they get? Illegal procedure stuff. This guy's not lined up in the backfield. Or like I said earlier about Cam, he's off. You got 3 guys in the backfield, and you can't. Oh, God, those kind of things drive coaches crazy, man. Like, you're supposed to be on. I can't have, 5 guys in the backfield. So you got to be on. You cannot look down the line and see that we got the sniffer, 2 tailbacks, quarterback. You got to be on. You can't be off. I shouldn't even have to tell you that. Those little things are what's driving Freeze nuts. And he should have had them all fixed by year 3. It's his problem. Hire the right people to fix it. So now let's get to the score pick and think about scoring. Auburn scores. Golly, they got to be able to score. I guess you got to be able to score 28. All right, let's put Auburn at 28. Now let's think about Taylor Green. And Tennessee's defense is pretty good. They went up there and roped them up on about 40 points, right? They did. Let's think about that. Comments, what do y'all think? How's Auburn's defense? This is the more interesting part of the game. The first part was a little non-interesting. Blah, blah, Auburn's offense, not very magical. Blah, blah, Arkansas defense, very unimaginable. But with the guys Auburn has, be able to catch the ball and run the ball good enough, 28 should be it. They should be able to score 28. So Arkansas 34, Auburn 20. That's exactly what I was thinking. Auburn may score late to make it closer. Man. Yeah, and Cam has dropped some balls, and him and Ryan played against each other at Central Phoenix and at Saraland. They know each other, and they both had some of their problems. Now Cam's older than Ryan. Ryan come out as a junior, so Cam should have. He's bigger than Ryan. He's a lot bigger, older, more mature. Texas A&M has been fined $50,000 by the NCAA violating its policy on players faking. Oh yeah. Georgia senior wide receiver Kobe Young out indefinitely. Broken leg. Oh crap, that's terrible. Crap. Yeah. When is the ranking? If it comes out at 7, heck, we'll just stay on here till then and we'll look at it together. I'm fine with that. 34-20. Man, Taylor Green's a mess, dude. Tennessee defensively, and I've watched them pretty close. I want to say, in my mind, and watching them and Auburn play, I think Auburn's got a better run defense than Tennessee. Let's see what's this say. Auburn's rush defense, they've given up 600 yards, opponents' rushing yards, and Georgia's 638. I'm trying to find. Okay, Tennessee is not in the top 50. I'm going to click one page. There they are, 54. They've given up 900. So 300 more yards Tennessee's give up than Auburn. Just by watching them, I could kind of guess that. I think Auburn's more stingy. Linebacker play Atkins. I think he's probably a little better than Tennessee. So, God, can Arkansas score? Is it going to be a 31-28 game? Arkansas kicks a field goal and they're up 28-20, or Auburn's up 28-21. We'll say it's tied 14-all at half. We're trying to imagine this. Help me out here. It's on the road. I think Taylor gets going pretty quick. I think Bobby wants to play fast with them and then try to run the ball later in the game to then minimize the clock. Does that make sense? Man, if Auburn don't score but 20, I'll say this: if Auburn don't score but 21, they're beat. Hey, you can put me down for that. If they don't score but 21, they're beat. You think he's just ready to pack it in? He just wants to get his buyout and go home. The way he was talking the other day, man, he's like kind of like, I want to fix it here. I want to make it right. He knows that his job should have been fired last year. There's no way you win 6 games year one. Okay, I'll give you a break, buddy. You come back and you didn't improve. You can't be worse and have better players. Well, they were young. Well, they're not this year. And you're on track to win about 5 or 6 again. Good Lord, man. The AD ought to be fired too. The president should fire him first for freaking hiring him, for letting him hire him and not firing him before. That's because, he's a corn dog goof anyway. They went in and claimed all these stupid titles like, 1910, the paper writers from Montgomery newsletter from the Piggly Wiggly said Auburn, won 4 games. They're national champions. All teams do have some of those, but god dang, could you at least play in a bowl game or something that year you claim them? At least the ones that like Texas or Illinois and Harvard and Bama or Notre Dame, at least the ones they claim they played in a bowl game. They didn't even play in a bowl game those years. That kind of stuff, man. Why you got to be so goofy? That looks so stupid. That's tacky. It's silly. Your football team's so bad. You're trying to go put styrofoam numbers up in the stadium to make them feel better. What? It's corny. That's why I would have fired him. I'd fire Cohen and Freeze. God, they got to score 28, guys. I don't know what Arkansas is going to score. I'm trying to imagine it. This may be one of them. They had negative 10, 12 yards or so in overtime. Auburn did against Missouri. Good God, man. It's like you had no plan. Like overtime. What? What is that? What? Oh, are we? Oh, they just don't mark tie? No, Hugh, we're going to play the game until somebody scored and somebody don't. Oh, gosh, I didn't know they played that way anymore. I didn't know they was doing that now. A gulp. That's exactly what it felt like. Exactly what it felt like. This may be another overtime game. I just can't see Arkansas just laying down and letting Auburn score. I don't think their offense is good enough to score 30. Could they get to 31? God, Lord, man. How? I don't know. It's a tough one to pick. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing. I don't have any faith in Freeze and what he's done or what he's doing. And until he can show that he can run an offense in the modern era and not just be a good coach when you got a good quarterback, but really be a coach and develop players. I don't know when the last time Auburn's had a guy that can really develop players. I'm all ears for it. Auburn fans, lay it out there, and I'll agree if you give me some good names. I just can't. I've got to go with the home team to win this. You just kind of got to. Don't you? And I think they cover. Now minus 2.5. Yeah, and that kicking game, you're right, Zach. That may he lost in the game against Missouri. College football rankings will be released in 2 weeks. So the CFP is using the AP polls to determine the playoff. Okay. Yeah, I had that. I shared that on the page yesterday. Been covering him since he's a freshman. Dude's a 3-time state champ here in Alabama high school football. If you want a quarterback that's a winner, that's been preparing to be the quarterback in Alabama since Nick Saban offered him in the 8th grade when his mama drove him to practice, and he won a state championship at Thompson 7A. I think they beat Auburn High School that year in the wildest block, punt, scoop, timeout, throw, late, score, touchdown, wild football game. He is not going to be the guy to pull it down and take off and run for 100, 150 a game. But he may be the guy that throws for about 350 a game and about 4 tutties. No picks. So if you like Ty Simpson style football, if you can get him in there with Grubb and DeBoer, these guys obviously they know they can coach quarterbacks. We know that. And he'd come there and hang out and wait behind Russell for a year or two. Wow. He gets to start his you start him his sophomore or junior year, Seaborn could be could be a McCarron yardage breaker. He may be able to throw for that 10,000. McCarron throw for 9. 3-time state champ. He could be a 3-time national champ at Bama. You just have to be from around here, I guess, to know. If you just look at him, you think, I don't really. Well, I'm just telling you. What's between his ears? Super confident. He was like 14. I don't know. He's just ice. He just don't get rattled too. He does though. He does turn the ball over some, but yeah, you really, really are proud to put on, that crimson jersey and go out there and play and represent. So, let's look that up. So, lastly, to regroup, I guess, and tidy all this up in a nice little bow. I think Bama takes care of business and covers closely, probably, because I don't know, man. On the road, I know they look good against Missouri, but golly, South Carolina's their defense is just not real good though. But those teams, man, they'll have the game of their life when they play Alabama. Like they play crap all year. And when Bama shows up in town, they have like Sellers throws for 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, and runs 2 touchdowns. You're like, what? Where did that come from? I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with Garcia at South Carolina. I think they had lost the week before. Bama rides up there. God dang, Steve Spurrier's coaching the team. They played the best I'd ever seen them play all year. Insane. Bama gets the W on the road and then has a off week and then host LSU. Arkansas beats Auburn later in the game. I think it's going to be a good fight for a half. And Auburn just goes, something happens, man. If they get a holding call or a penalty or they think they should get a pass interference, they don't get it, Freeze just loses his mind. He just stops coaching the game and just wants to fuss about the calls the rest of the day. And it players play how the coaches coach, their attitude, how they are on the sideline, their demeanor, their body language. Look at Freeze's body language. It's constantly negative. Constantly. Dude, if your team goes 3 and out, run out on the field, meet him out there. He goes straight into headset off, straight into Arnold's face, just like, what are you doing? Did you not see that guy? Why are you doing that? It's just he's browbeating him. You can't do that. It just don't work. It's well, you can see it don't work. I'm just telling you, I've coached younger people, younger guys. I've seen people do kids that way and coach that way. It works for a little bit, but overall, it just don't. It just don't work. I just can't pick Auburn to win a game till they show me they can win a game. Taylor Green's pretty good, man. They can run the ball. He can spin it, man. I think they can get after him and give him a lot of trouble, and that's why I'm wanting to pick Auburn, because I think that this will be one of the better defenses that Taylor's seen. There are going to be some guys be able to get after him. That's what leans me to want to pick Auburn, because I don't think he's going to be able to be as successful as he has with some other teams, because I think Auburn's defense addles him a little bit and is not going to let him just to set and throw. They're not just going to rush three. They're not. But and just right off the cuff, I would pick Auburn to win like 28-24. Something like that. 31-28 Auburn. But how they've screwed it up for the past 4 weeks. It just makes you feel like it's going to kind of be that way until somewhere around the end of the game, and they'll figure out a way to drop a pass. They'll figure out a way to bonk it off the field goal. They don't believe. And Freeze is just his negativity. That's not going to change. He's just not going to, all of a sudden, from what we just saw last week, 7 days later, bus pulls in Arkansas, he gets off like this. We're winning today. We're going to win this game. He gets off, grumble. Well, we just go here and try, and it's going to be close. We're so close. I've been here 8 years, and I only win about 6 games a year, but we're close. You keep paying me, we're close. You should be meeting the kids out on the field, clapping them. Clap it up, guys. Come on, man. Don't get down. We just went 3 and out. We had to punt the ball side, man. We're going to keep playing this game all freaking night long. Because this one play does not define us as a team. And if you let this one play define us as a team right now, I'm trying to be nice. Get your heads out of your rear ends. This one down, we had to punt one time. Who cares? We've got to move on. Get your heads up. Go over here. Let's hit the iPads. Let's see what we did wrong. Let's work on those things. Let's stay positive. Everything runs to the quarterback. Jackson, stay up. Get your head up. Do not go over there and sit down and drop your head. Don't do that. Don't do it. The coach has got to be smiling. He's got to have some happiness, some spirit to him, some positive energy to pour out there on the field when their guys go 3 and out. Auburn, come on, guys. That's not it. It's not over. All right, let's go. Let's go round up next series. Defense, go do your job. Y'all killing it, guys. 3 and out. We're going to get the ball back. We're going to score. Next time we go down the field, Cam, we're throwing it to you. Play one. You're catching the ball. You're going to score. I've seen it happen. It's already happened. I got a feeling, man, you're going to make a great big play tonight. O-line, just trash these guys, man. I want to see pancakes and syrup sauces poured all over them. Let's go. But you can't just come out with that, because they come out with that and they come out and play good that first series, because everybody can get hype coming out of the tunnel. Anybody can do that. I want to see Auburn hype with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I want you to put the camera on Hugh Freeze and report back here to me Thursday and tell me what he looked like with 8 minutes to go left in the game. What is his face? Never happy. Running down the sideline, chasing the ref about, it's a PI, he's pulling him, it's pass interference. You've got to flush it. You got to move on from bad calls. You can go to the ref and say, dude, you blew that. That's absolutely terrible. That's absolutely trash. Please don't miss another call for us, man. We're fighting for our lives out here. And I'm not telling you to give us the game. Just pay attention. I'm trying to do my job. So please do yours. I know you're going to miss some. But God dang, man. Come on. That. And then move on. Get the plays ready to be called in. Your offense is walking on the field. He's still over there with his paper, with his plays, talking to the ref about, something that happened 3 plays ago. He wasn't holding. By God, he wasn't holding him. He's a bad coach. His time passed him by. He was good when he had a good quarterback. That's the only time he's ever been good. He's never made anybody anything. Look at the guys he's coached. It's not. That negative Nancy crap, the energy that I just give right there in 10 seconds, you got to be able to – I've done it. Yes, there's bad times you get on their tails, but you can't ride and dog them the whole game. When you, especially on offense, those guys come off on 3 and out, man. You got to lift them up. You coach at practice. And when they screwed up in the game, it's partly your fault, coach. You didn't have them ready. That's why when old sit-down juice and you sit there at the table, I was Saban, when I lost the game, you say, number one, I messed this up. I didn't have them ready. That's exactly what you say. Don't tell me about the teams you've played. Well, the teams we played, they're 25-3, and they're the best teams in college football, and we're close. Well, we're close. Stop doing that. Just own it and say, you know what? I blew this. Jackson ain't been as good as I thought he was going to be. That's my fault. So I'm trying to change the playbooks around a little bit. And I'm just going to be able to I'm going to call the plays that I could call in. And I'm not going to go by the offensive meeting rooms and drop plays off. And then at the game, I'm going to chew my quarterback out for checking out of something. I didn't even know there was a check because I wasn't at the meeting. But I'm going to chew my quarterback out for it. That stuff's happening at Auburn. They've said it. It's easy to find. If he could just cheer up a little bit. If he's really living the walk that he's saying his life is, he don't seem like it. He is tied up in knots over there on the sideline. He's got to let all that go and just have fun and be loose and coach the game, have your plays ready. He needs to let somebody anymore. Dude, it's not 1990. College football does not have guys that their head coaches calling plays. They may review something. They may check with them on the headset, say, we're doing this. Okay, or try that. Or let's run trips on that next package, instead of whatever. Just something like that. So Freeze is not going to change. He's not going to just all of a sudden be happy and skipper. And I didn't say you got to go out there and kiss their butt and say, way to go, guys. You had to punt the ball. So don't be a smart aleck. I don't need some smart aleck answer. I'm just saying, though, this is how things could be better. A little more positive reaction with you players coming off when they have to go 3 and out. Or if he throws a pick, you can't just drown them every time. It's not working. Obviously, Jackson is a sensitive guy. Things haven't went well for him. If you blow up on them, you got to build them up. When you rip them down, you got to talk them back up. And every player is coached different. And obviously, he has lost his touch and how to recognize how to coach players differently because they're not all the same. It's just like teaching. All kids don't learn the same. Some kids learn fast over here on this side. And I knew that I had about 4 kids, though, in that class. They don't even want to be there. They don't bring pencils, so they're harder to teach to than the ones that show up with pencils and are ready to learn. We're doing genealogy today. XY chromosomes. They're like, okay, taking notes. I'm going to talk about genes and plant cells, photosynthesis. It's the same thing, coaching. It's a little bit of mixture of teaching and preaching. You either got it or you don't, and the old boy don't got it no more. So I'm going to say, heart of hearts, Auburn should better win this game. They should better beat them because I think they can give Green should be able to give him a rough time in the night, not have such a great day. Their offense, man, just it's anemic as a sick little pink-eyed white cat. Sick. All right, let's wrap this thing up here. If Texas A&M, says Ben, and Alabama keep winning, we could see both. Yep, that's where the ship's headed, it looks like. South Carolina coach is rumored candidate for the Virginia Tech. Yeah, I know his daddy. I don't think that's true. I don't think he wants to go up there. I don't. You don't want to go follow your dad. I just don't. He could, but I doubt it. So, all right, guys, that's a wrap for our Big Talk Tuesday. We sure do appreciate it. Make sure you hit a thumbs up on the way out the door, subscribe to the channel, and come back on Thursday, Polish Day podcast, where we get things polished up, heading to the weekend, talk about a few high school matchups, where guys are going. So we'll break down some high school football Thursday about 6 o'clock, and go over there on the page, and I share news all the time through the day. All kind of anything's breaking news, whatever. Find us over there on Locker Room Sports on Facebook. And there's a notes page for local stuff, and parents share pictures of stuff, and volleyball picture stuff, and all that stuff. And also, while I got you on here, Basketball Media Day will be November the 1st at Easy Street, starting at noon. Gillsville Girls will start it off November 1st, Saturday, at Easy Street. Will be our Cherokee County Basketball Media Days, hosted by WIS over here. I've turned all that stuff over to them. I did it for 5 years. I want somebody else run with it and turn it into something bigger and better than I ever did it with. So appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. Enjoy the hump day is tomorrow. We're almost there. Just 2 more long days for me. Oof. All right. See y'all. Peace.